Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. We are live in Dubai. We just at the stadium watching the Afghanistan Sri Lanka game, the first match of the Asia Cup. Just got back, and it was a dominant, one-sided performance from Afghanistan. They completely dominated Sri Lanka. Honestly, Sri Lanka were favorites going into this match because they had their batting, bowling sorted. Afghanistan, we knew that they had a really good bowling attack, but batting was questioned. But the way they bowled today, the way they restricted Sri Lanka, outstanding stuff from Mohammad Nabi and his boys. Bowled really well. It was Fazal Haq Faruqi who started the tempo. He's the one who picked those early wickets, and after that, the spinners did a job. Whether it was Mujib, Nabi, and Rashid. Rashid also didn't pick up wickets, but they all were economies of 3 runs or just above 3 runs and over. So a really really good combination. It's good to see a good fast bowler coming out of Afghanistan. They're known for their spinners. We know that their spinners are really strong, but today Fazal Haq, the way he bowled was outstanding with that new ball. He broke the back of that Sri Lankan top order, and from there, there was no looking back for Sri Lanka. They lost 3 wickets in the first 2 overs itself. They were 5 for 3, and after that, it was very difficult. Rajapaksa came in and tried to build a partnership with Karuna Ratne, but it wasn't good enough. He played a loose shot after and got out, and after that, there was a line of wickets. And outstanding from Afghanistan, the spinners in the middle overs, the way they tightened things up, very economical, didn't give any loose deliveries to the Sri Lankan batsmen. Field placement was solid from Mohammad Nabi as well, and yeah, outstanding performance. I got to credit Mujib as well. He's normally goes under the shadow of Rashid Khan, but the way he bowled today was brilliant. He picked up a couple of wickets and more wickets than Rashid, but it was a team effort from Afghanistan. And Karuna Ratne at the end, he had to form the strike. There was only one wicket remaining. I think the last 4 overs he played, until the last over he was there, he wasn't taking any singles or doubles. And in the end, he hit a few sixes, but it wasn't enough. Anything below 120 was always going to be par. But I would say something again, like the T20 World Cup. This wicket is a bit sticky initially, and maybe that's because the match starts just before the sunset. So, like at 6 p.m., sunsets at 7. So I don't know what it is, but it was a bit sticky. Yes, it was a fresh pitch, but as the game progressed, Afghanistan, especially when they were batting, it was easy to bat on. So that's something to take in mind going into tomorrow's game as well and the future games. Ashish is in the house. What's up, man? Thank you for joining me. So Afghanistan should have bowled with pacers in first 6. No need to change when they're getting wickets. Game plan is one thing, but situational play is different. You could say that, but I think it worked out. They always banked on their spinners. You say that situational, but for them, they like to play to their strengths, right? I understand from where you're coming from, but if you if they're looking at it from a different way, they're looking at play your strongest bowlers and put the pressure on Sri Lanka. They tried a medium pacer in between, and he got hit for 20 runs. His name was Azamtullah Umrazai. Sorry for the pronunciation, but yeah, they tried him in between. He got hit, so they stuck to their strengths. That's what they did, it worked out. They got Sri Lanka all out for 100, so it worked out in that way. I understand where you're coming from, but I think today they were spot on. You didn't need to really change things. It was good to get the spinners on, play to your strengths, and really trap Sri Lanka. The spinners actually, if you see all their economy rates, Ashish, all 3 runs and over. I'll give you the exact thing. Mujibur Rahman, he was 6 runs and over, and then Mohammad Nabi 3.5 and Rashid Khan 3. So they did a really good job. And Mujib picked up a couple of wickets. Left arm pacer should have bowled one more. Yeah, you could say so, but they kept him at the end, and he got that wicket. I think he should have bowled in between. Yeah, he could have bowled when Karuna Ratne was batting. He could have got him earlier and finished off the thing. I know where you're coming from because the Sri Lanka, the last wicket, they lasted 5 overs. So I know where you're coming from. They should have brought him in then and finished it off. But at the same time, spinners did a good job, and that's why they probably backed it. I don't think it was much of an issue if you look at it from there. From Sri Lanka's point of view, there's a lot more issues. Batting-wise, they just looked out of sorts. Whether that's the pitch, only time will tell. But Nisanka, Mendes, Asalanka, all these guys just not stepping up to the mark. You required some runs early on, but also you need to save wickets, right? Rajapaksa batted really well, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately. He didn't get the support, and the pressure got to him. He played one loose shot, and that's it. But I think more issues were from Sri Lanka's point of view. From Afghanistan's point of view, I think it was an outstanding performance. And the way they batted in the second innings, they made light work of the chase. Rahmatullah Gurbaz, he batted beautifully. 40 of 18 deliveries, 3 fours and Four sixes, outstanding strike rate of 222. I saw a couple of those shots he hit. You could hear it in the ground, talk straight down the ground for six. It was outstanding, and credit to him for the way he batted. And that'll give Afghanistan a lot of confidence because there was a lot of questions about their batting, but today they kind of solved that in a way. They didn't have to chase too much. It'll be different when they're chasing 200, but it'll give the batsman confidence going into the other games. If they struggled, lost 5-6 wickets, and eventually won the game, it would have been completely different. But this was a proper dominating performance, and they'll be so happy. 106 for 2 in 10 overs. That run rate is going up as well. Ashish is saying King versus student Babar tomorrow. I will get to that straight after this. I will do a short fantasy picks and a preview video of that India-Pakistan game. Everyone is excited. Today at the ground, there were Indian and Pakistani fans, and they were just talking about tomorrow's game. Even the security guards were saying that, were asking me and a lot of people that, tomorrow who's going to win and everything. Everyone is interested in that India-Pakistan match. Hopefully, it's going to be a thriller. It's been very one-sided, but yeah, we will get to that as well after this video. And yeah, regarding this game, for me, I'll give the man of the match to Fazal Haq Faruqi. Sorry, I thought he was outstanding. New ball, old ball, he was really good. And it's a tournament for left-arm pacers in Dubai. If you notice, whether it's in the IPL with Trent Bolt or Shaheen Afridi in the T20 World Cup, left-arm pacers do really well, especially at the beginning of the season. I don't know whether it's to do with the grass or just the way the ball moves in and moves out under lights, but they do really well. And today it was Fazal Haq. Tomorrow we'll see Arshdeep bowling. So let's see. Pakistan will really miss Shaheen, I feel, because that left arm in Dubai, it does help. It's something weird I don't really understand, but of course that angle causes problems in any ground, but in Dubai in particular, if you look at the stats, left arm bowlers always do much better, and that's what he did today. Economy of 3.4 overs, 11 runs, 3 wickets, outstanding bowling for me. He was the man of the match, and like I said, great to see Afghanistan producing a really good fast bowler. Is the ground conditions the same as World Cup? Win the toss, bowl first. Looks like easy to chase under lights. Yes, there's no dew, so right now, so it's not going to be that easy to chase as the tournament progresses, because the pitches will wear and tear and it'll be conducive to spin. But right now, the thing is, I think this was a fresh pitch, but it was sticky, and it was difficult. The first 4-5 overs, Sri Lanka struggled, whereas Afghanistan's first 3-4 overs, they smashed it. In 4 overs, they're 50 runs. So there is that thing in the second innings. It looks easier to bat. That's what I saw from today. I felt that it was easier to bat in that second innings, and yes, it was similar to the T20 World Cup. But T20 World Cup was even more one-sided because then the dew came in as well, so it made it even easier to bat. There was no dew today, but definitely batting first was a bit more difficult. Whether it's to do that with that twilight period has an effect on the pitch, I'm not sure, because it's just before sunset, like I mentioned. I'm not exactly sure what the reason is. We'll have to do some research on that, but definitely today, the toss really helped, and Nabi won the toss, decided to bowl. Toss will be a deciding factor. It's just Sri Lanka messed up. Today, Sri Lanka messed up definitely, but I also felt the wicket was a bit tricky. Like those first 3-4 overs, Afghanistan bowled well, but it was a bit tricky here and there. I wouldn't say tricky, but yeah, it was. It wasn't coming on to the bat as expected. And that's why, it's the same question last time. You didn't pose this, Ashish, but people asked, did India mess up or did Pakistan bowl well? But I think in Dubai, the first 2-3 overs when you're bowling first, it is kind of tricky here and there. But as the tournament progresses, we'll know a bit more. I feel still in this tournament you can bat first and win, but it won't be that easy just because there's no dew. That's why I feel that. And as the tournament progresses, I think the spinners will come into play under lights as well. And remember, the first 1 hour of the game is the lights are on, but it's still there's natural sunlight, so maybe that can have an effect as well. Overall, a dominant performance, one-sided game. Hopefully, we see a more entertaining game tomorrow. Congratulations to Afghanistan. Not a lot of people were giving them hope in this tournament, but they are truly the dark horses. They've shown that today because, people are putting Sri Lanka as dark horses, and I understand that because they're batting, they have some solid batsmen who have experience now, but just they didn't show up today. Whereas Afghanistan now, with the bowling that they possess, and if the toss goes their way, and if they can trap batsmen like they did today, then they will cause problems for Pakistan as well, and they'll cause problems for India. And remember, one thing that will go in Afghanistan's favor is that Shaheen Afridi and Bumrah are not there, so their batsmen will have a bit of a relief. I know it might not be a direct relation, but it is like those 2-3 overs of Bumrah with the new ball or Shaheen, it can cause problems for the Afghani batsmen. But now they can attack. Yes, Pakistan have Haris Rauf, India have Bhuvneshwar, but that second bowler can be targeted. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Arshdeep is a really good bowler, so is Naseem Shah if he plays. But I think Afghanistan can target that, so that's why I'm giving them some chance in this tournament. But I think that wraps up this episode. Stay tuned. I will start a new live and do the fantasy picks for the India-Pakistan game. Talk a bit about that, and you can ask your questions. And thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And thank you especially to Ashish for asking your questions. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you very soon. Thank you.